Welcome back, everybody, to Nerds in the Gym. Today is going to be a review and breakdown of Obi-Wan Kenobi, Episode 4, Part 4. Um, yeah, for some reason, they call it parts. Mandalorian, they called it chapters. Forgot what Boba Fett was called, but we know Lucasfilm, their best thing is consistency. Um, no idea what they're doing over there. Before I go into the video, if you like the content, like the video, and if you're new to the channel and you want to see more of this content, subscribe. But spoilers ahead. So this episode, I think it's like a solid 8.5. It's more of a, I guess, gimmicky episode is the best to say. Best way to say it. It's the general plot is it's something was taken from you, so you have to infiltrate the big bad base and take it back. There were really there's no surprises in this episode. It kind of goes the way you'd expect it to go. Um, Obi-Wan has help from that fake Imperial officer. She helps him get into the Inquisitor base, so then he can go find Leia, and then take her out. One thing I really liked about this episode, though, is we're starting to see General Kenobi more from, the prequel era and the Clone Wars. He really starts to show, he's getting it back. Not quite there yet. And there was more action in this than the other episodes because it's that more fast paced, just uh invincible type action from Obi-Wan. He's unstoppable. He's this Jedi master and everything. I think it was done pretty well. Um, and yeah, so he gets into the base with the help of this fake Imperial officer. Her cover gets blown a little bit, and then they end up somehow getting out of the situation. And Obi-Wan's able to get Leia out safely. But it was a very I just think it was solid. I think people that weren't big fans of the first two episodes may like this one better just because they felt the first two were slow. This one's a little bit more fast paced. Although it is a shorter episode, I think they could have done more with it. There's this very interesting part where Obi-Wan literally finds this graveyard of all the people killed during Order 66, which must have been chilling to him. But they don't really dive into the PTSD of Obi-Wan in this episode. They do in the beginning of the episode, but not towards the end, which I was a little bummed out about because I think that's one of the things this show does really well is showing where Obi-Wan is in a mental state. But yeah, there was one guy that specifically popped up. I forget who he is. He was from the Clone Wars. I know people online were bummed out to see that he's on there. People online though were saying that this episode was a step down from, the previous one, which in a way it was, but I think also in a way with what it's doing as an episode, it is on the same level as the prior episode, episode 3. But yeah, I think it puts the show in the good direction. We see a pretty pissed off Darth Vader at the end of the episode, but then he is not pissed off because Reva's like, oh no, I put a tracker on them because she turned Leia's droid into a tracking device. So now they can track them to the Rebel base or the Hidden Jedi or whatever. But yeah, no, it's a solid episode. It's how you would expect those, infiltrate the base, take what you need from it, and get out. It's this very gimmicky way of getting out. It's there's no way that should be possible, but it happens. There's this funny part where the fake Imperial officer, Obi-Wan and Leia are walking through the hangar, and there's hundreds of stormtroopers, officers, and stuff surrounding them. And Obi-Wan is wearing an Imperial officer hat. He's got this large, dark green jacket on, and Leia's hiding inside the jacket, and it looks so absurd. Nobody else in this scene is wearing anything like Obi-Wan, and they're just walking through the hangar, don't get stopped at all. They don't get stopped until the Inquisitors come in, because they know that that's where he's heading, and then they get surrounded, and then there's speeders that come flying out of nowhere and shoot all the surrounding stormtroopers, and they get a narrow escape. But they escape. The people knew that was going to happen. And then, it was other than that, like I love that scene though because it was so stupid, but I love those stupid little scenes. It's kind of like when Scooby Doo and Shaggy in one of the live action movies, when Scooby puts on like that ridiculous outfit and people just pass him up as a human being because it should never have fucking worked. But yeah, I think this does set up the next couple episodes really well though because they know exactly where they are at all times. So I think it's going to get a little crazy. I think we're going to see more of this like very powerful Obi-Wan coming into play. Probably some actual lightsaber duels happening. Although I did think the one in episode 3 was good. Yeah, I think this series is going to go crazy, and I can't wait for the next 2 episodes. So yeah, that's my breakdown of the episode. Again, solid like 8.5 out of 10 for the episode. I'm really liking the series, and I can't wait to get for next week to watch the episode, and I'll put out another review and breakdown. Again, guys, like the content, like the video, and if you want to see more of the content, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next week for a Kenobi video. And if any good news happens this week, I'll put out a video on whatever good news comes out this week. I'll see you guys.